Photography plays a significant role in every sphere of our life, starting from historical records to scientific investigations. Everywhere one can find its elegance. Photography helps us understanding things, object, people, even places, etc. truly, exactly, and quickly. It plays an honest and important role in this regard. Photography is a scientific process of obtaining a sketch with the help of light using camera. It helps understanding the exact images of what we see through our eyes. With the advancement of science and technology, there has been a sea change in photography. Photography constitutes of two words, photos and graphos. Photo, the Greek word, means light, and graphy means sketch or drawing. Thus, photography is a scientific method of obtaining pictures by the agency of light. Other methods are sketches, oil painting, watercolor, drawing, etc. Sir John Herschel used the word photography for the first time in a letter to Fox Talbot in 1840. He also applied the terms negative and positive in 1841. Louis J. M. Daguerreau obtained direct photograph known as daguerreotype, which was made public in 1839. Idea of negative positive photography was given by William Henry Fox Talbot in 1841. Invention of dry plate by Charles Bennett in 1880 gave the birth of modern photography. Steps towards photography. To make a picture, one needs to go through several steps. One may classify this broadly under two headings. 1. Making of the negative. 2. Making of the positive from the negative. From technical point of view, both the process are more or less same. Then why it is essential to repeat the same process? Obviously, not for nothing. In negative, the lighted portion of the object will be depicted as black and dark part of the orb as transparent. Gradation of black varies as the intensity of light reflected from the object varies. This is the reverse of what we see, and that is why the preparation is called negative. Now, if one repeats the same process starting from negative, one will get the negative of the negative, that is a positive, that the exact picture of the object. Chemical reactions involved in the process is given below. Silver nitrate reacting with alkali halide produce silver halide and alkali nitrate. Particularly silver nitrate with potassium bromide provides silver bromide and potassium nitrate. Silver halide is coated on the transparent base is called negative, and on paper in case of positive. Silver halide reacting with light breaks into its constituent, that is ionic silver and ionic halogen. After development, ionic silver is converted to metallic silver, that is Ag. This is the main ingredients of the negative. In developer, in general, contain the following chemicals: metol or enol, the developing agent which gives mainly shadow details; sodium sulfide, preservative which saves the developer from oxidation; hydroquinone, another developing agent which acts on the highlight and make the negative contrast, prominent difference between black and white. Sodium carbonate, it aids development and is known as accelerator. Potassium bromide, known as restrainer, which protect the film or paper from chemical fog. The light-exposed silver halide breaks into its constituent, silver and halide as stated earlier. During development, the halide portion is washed out and the silver portion is deposited as metallic silver, which appears as black. All these are done in a dark room. The developed film is not yet in a position to brought into light, since the silver halide, which was not exposed to light and which was not washed out during development, still react with light. That is why after development the film is treated with sodium thiosulfate, that is hyposolution. This treatment is called fixing. In this treatment, unreacted portion of the sensitive materials are washed out. After fixing, the film is washed in clean water to remove the hyposolution and then it is dried. Thus, we get a negative and we can utilize this to make the positive. At the time of making the positive, we allow the light to pass through the negative and fall on the light sensitive material, generally the photographic paper, and perform the same operations. Exposure takes place, no exposure takes place where there is no light, and subsequent development and fixing ultimately generate the print. Flowchart of photography. Light falls on the object, reflected from the object, enter to the camera, form the image, and that image expose the sensitive material, that is film, which form the latent image. After developing, fixing, washing and drying, we get the negative. And from negative, we get finally positive. Exposure on paper through negative by enlarger or printing box, then developing, fixing, washing, drying, and finally positive. Before conclusion, another important term, namely exposure, should be mentioned. Since everything in photography depends primarily on light, it is quite natural that there must be some variation in its effect on the light sensitive materials. This variation is proportional to the amount of light. This effect varies with the following factors. 1. The intensity of light and the brightness of the subject, that is the reflecting capacity of the subject. Second is film speed, that is sensitivity of the material. Third, shutter speed, that is time, the duration of the allowance of light through the lens. Number 4, the opening of the lens, called the relative aperture, known as f number. It is also necessary to know what quantity of light is required to expose a film with a particular speed so as to get a visible image after development. It should be noted that for a particular speed, the quantum of light is constant. It has been found that for a normal speed film, 100 ASA or 21 DIN or 31 Cyanide or 100 ISO, all the same, quantum of light is equal to the amount of bright sunlight reflected from the average subject, that is neither excessively bright nor very dark, for a period of 1/125th second through an aperture f11, which is the number obtained by dividing the focal length of the lens by the opening diameter. The exposure table for 100 layers of film for an average object is given. Exposure combinations of aperture and shutter speed for bright sunlight average subject using 100 ISO film may be seen from the table, which indicate the effect of aperture on depth of field and the effect of shutter speed on motion.